Alright, so this video is going to be a little all over the place. It's going to be a little bit performance, it's going to be a little bit how to get started, and then it's going to be my first 30 minutes in a run. Just to show you, what to expect. Maybe give you some tips and tricks. Alright, so first things first is you actually want to go to the launcher. There's a few settings here that you're going to want to change to have the best experience. First things first, you're going to want to set the old shadow map here to the minimum one. I mean, you can set it higher, but there's a setting in-game that we're going to change that's going to make it a lot better anyway. And it takes a lot of performance to have it on higher settings. So I just leave it on the lowest one. And then you're going to want to go ahead and set prefetch sounds, which will increase the loading time between zones, but it'll decrease hitching, which is really annoying. And then support AVX CPU. It makes some platforms it makes a big difference. For me, it doesn't make any difference. So I just turn it on and off. I guess I'll turn it on. I don't know. And then you start the game. And then we'll go to settings and we'll just go down the list over here. I'll tell you what you should change and what you should keep alone. The first thing, basic FOV, I recommend 100. HUD FOV, I don't know, does something. Full screen, borderless, these can change the performance. For me, it has very little impact, but for some people it has a big impact, so I recommend experimenting with it. Advanced is where things get real. Vertical sync, it does nothing, leave it off. Stalkers use headlamps. It looks cool, so I keep it on. These are good settings for these rendering distance. I don't really know what they are. Make sure dynamic objects is never below static objects, because if it is, like, stalkers will pop in. You can turn on distant shadow culling. It gives you a pretty decent performance bonus, but in some situations, like at nighttime, it can look a little weird. Texture detail does nothing to performance, so just keep it all the way up. This doesn't do anything. Anti-aliasing will have a massive impact. I recommend just keeping it on 2, and if you have the performance to go higher, go a little bit higher. 4 is like the sweet spot for looks, and anything higher looks better, but it's really bad performance-wise. SMAA, don't really know what that does, so I keep it off. Doesn't look like it does anything for my eyes, so I keep it off. Detail bump, keep that up. Steep parallax, don't know what it does, keep it off. Tessellation, keep it up. Grass density, now, grass density will really affect your performance. If there's not enough of it, it'll look really bad. And if there's too much of it, you will get no FPS. So I recommend turning the grass density down, but turning the grass size up a little bit, and that's usually a good metric. But don't have the grass size too high, because then you can't see mutants that are in the grass, which is a little annoying. Grass shadows looks really good, kills your performance. I'd keep it off. Lighting distance, for me, doesn't do anything. I mean, it makes the lighting go farther, but performance-wise, I don't really know much, so I keep it on default. Active shadow, keep that on. Specular gloss, don't touch it. Don't know what it does. It says don't touch though. Sun shadow, you're going to want that. Sun shadow quality, medium, I find to be the sweet spot here. Sun rays mode, it's up to preference. I keep it on both. I just prefer it that way. Sun rays quality, just keep it on high. Do whatever you want with it. Play around with these things. They don't have much of a performance impact. SSAO mode, I don't notice the difference, so I just keep it on default. Low volumetric light, keep it on. It can have some performance impacts, and sometimes it does nothing. Soft water, you're gonna want that. Soft particles, don't know what it does. Depth of field, I prefer it to be off. Motion blur, I prefer it to be off. Wet surfaces, looks really good. And volumetric stroke, meh, don't know what it does. Alright, and then in UI and HUD, you don't really need to change much of this. Keep the crosshair off, it sort of breaks the immersion. Let's see here, anything in here that's particularly... Oh yes, iron sight zoom factor. For my eyes are really not good. And I do not like stalkers being able to shoot me, and I can't shoot them back. So I just boost iron sight zoom factor like 1.9. Basically a 2x scope with your eyes, which, some call it cheating. It's good for me. I like it. So do whatever you want with that. I recommend having item usage animations off, because the item usage animations that this actually controls are items that don't have animations anyway. They just have like your stalker can't move or do anything for a little bit, but it doesn't actually animate anything. So just keep them off. And then the mask, I prefer to have all of these on. Some people do not like to have the breathing fog on. But me personally, I think it adds. I think it adds a lot of immersion, so I keep it on. But turn it off however you want. Weather, you can just leave it alone. Nighttime. Me personally, I like my slightly bright nights. I like it to be dark at nighttime. And and all the rest of those can stay the same. Sound settings, they're the sounds. Controls, yep, they're the controls. Key bindings, okay. So something to note about the controls. The grenade launcher key, the underbarrel grenade launcher, actually selects which scope you're using. So if you have like a gun with 2 optics, like say it has like an ACOG and then a little iron sight above it, you can switch between them with the with this key. So I put it on my mouse. Let's see here. I put it on, God, this is blurry, so I don't know if I'll be able to get it in focus, but I put it on my mouse here just so that I can have easy access to it. Gameplay. Now, these settings, I just go into them and look to see what you want to do. Hardcore AI aim makes it harder. I don't keep it on. I like my experience to be hard, but like easy hard, you know? And I have my spawn rates turned a little bit up. Let's see, hold on. Where's that at? Stealth kills, I just turn this shit on. Progression difficulty. And when I get in game, I usually turn this up. Not up as in harder, but up as in easier, because this controls the spawn rate of certain items. I just like finding loot, man. I'm a loot goblin. I like finding it everywhere. So, seasoned to taste is what I'll say for that one. Same for gameplay difficulty. Disguise, I have not used it a single time. I don't know how it works. I ignore it. I don't know it. Same with fast travel. Don't really know how fast travel works in this sense. I know the guides where you talk to and you pay them and they lead you places, but I don't know like anything about this fast travel. So I leave it alone. Same with backpack travel. The zone. Let's see. You can change these factors to however you like. I just keep them on default. It can lag a little bit if you turn them too high. So if you're new to the game, just keep it on default. See how you like it. And then here, I don't know what any of these do, so I leave them alone. And before I forget, limited bolts, turn that off. Just for your own sanity, I recommend it. Just turn it off. All right, and then now the mod configuration menu. Now this is where more important mods are. First things first, the key bindings that you will need to know. So the free zoom keybind, it's the keybind like if you ever played Arma or I suppose Tarkov, you can look around while keeping your gun straight. That's what this key does. You hold it and you can look around. I have it on my mouse. It's on mouse 5 by default, so if you don't have them, you'll probably want to find some, unless you don't want to look around, and then don't. Honestly, I never use it. I just don't free look at all. So left alt, important key. I didn't use it for like the first 50 hours I played this game. What it does is you open an inventory, you press left alt, and it auto loots everything. Very useful, especially if you're a loot goblin like me. I recommend using it. The skills menu. I'm going to be honest, I have a keyboard that has completely white keys, if you see. It's not going to be in focus because the way my camera works, but they're all white. So I don't know where K is, and even if I did, my keyboard layout is not QWERTY, so I don't know where it is. All I know is it's somewhere on my right hand, and it shows you a skills menu. You'll be able to figure that out on your own because you know where the key button is. So, all right, the next setting that I care about personally is the SSS settings. First, you're going to want to go to weapon depth of field and turn all of these off. Personally, I am not a fan of depth of field. I don't like it, so I turn it off all the way. And if you're like me, you're going to want to do that too. So just take these sliders. Don't mess with any of these sliders. Just take these sliders, slide them to 0. Take these sliders, slide them to 0, and then turn them all off, and you'll be good. And that's all the settings I can think of on the top of my head, so let's actually get about to starting a new game. So, things in this menu you're going to want to know about. First over here, you got your faction. If you're new to the game, I recommend just picking Loner or maybe Clear Sky if you don't want to be a Loner. Let's see. For this run, I guess I'll play Clear Sky because I've never played them before and I want to see what it's like. Here, you have points. You have a certain amount of points that you can take and you can spend them in this menu. I recommend, if you're new to the game, that you pick maybe the PPSH because it's got a lot of bullets, or the Thompson because Hydra Shock rounds, which are those ones at the bottom, they do a lot of damage to mutants and very good. That's what I'm going to go for this run. Well, for this run, I'm going to go a USP 45. Might as well. All right, another thing you're going to want to take is your suit here, because getting armor can be pretty difficult in the early game, and it sucks to get radiation poisoning. Just sucks. You don't want this because you can get this from a mission. You don't want this because you can get this from a mission. And honestly, I have not used a sleeping roll once. I know they're very useful and people use them. I don't use them. You're going to want to get a face mask and you're going to want to take meds because meds are very expensive, along with water being very expensive. So I recommend taking some of that too. Medicine, very expensive. In fact, I'm going to get rid of one of these for ibuprofen. And I suppose I'll get some fentanyl and Yadalin as well. Now, I recommend looking around this, seeing if there's anything you want particularly for your run. You know, if you do, take it. But the problem is, you know, you have limited points, so you can't have everything. I guess I'll take some more of these to spend my money, and I guess some of this, spend my money, and one of these, and this, and this, and this. That's all my money spent. Another thing that's important is your starting location. You can select it here. It all depends on your faction. So if you're a loner and you're new to the game, I recommend starting in Rookie Village because that's where a lot of the tutorial missions are. I'm going to start in Great Swamps because I've started in Rookie Village before and I know how it's laid out and I want something different. So let's see. All right, now the options down here. I'll go from top to bottom. Gameplay difficulty, I just keep it on easy. Progression difficulty, I just keep it on tourist. Like I said, easy, hard. That's what I like. If you want a harder experience, change it up, change it up, change it a little difficult, you know? I think the progression difficulty is the one that has the biggest effect, and the gameplay difficulty is lower. And these are the modifiers to the game. The story mode is, I recommend what you should play if you're a first timer. Azazel mode is, I think if you die, you become another random stalker, which, sounds kind of like a headache, and I wouldn't want to do it. Survival mode, let's see. Never used it before. Souls-like mode, never used it before. Accessible zone, you want to keep that on. It's on by default. Warfare makes things a lot more chaotic. I've never used it before. Iron Man mode, if you want that, turn it on. If you don't, like me, keep it off. You'll die a lot. If you're new to this game and you're thinking, man, I should do my first run on Iron Man, I don't recommend it, because it's going to be really frustrating. And everything else can just stay the same. And yeah, that should be all you need to know to start your game. So I'm going to start my game now, and I will show you how I usually spend my first 30 minutes. Alright, so once you're in, you got to put on all your shit. And then put this and this in your inventory. I'm just double clicking on those to set them in. Here we go. Where did I spawn here? Over here, okay. So if you spawn where I spawned, I recommend just having no idea where I am. Hold on, wait a second here. Where am I? I'm at the front. Okay.
Я со своей пушкой никогда не расстанусь. Днем в руках сплю, она у меня.
Another thing, before I forget, the zone, in my opinion, looks not good by default, so I recommend going into basic lighting settings and just turning up the color saturation. I have mine at 1.5, and I think that looks perfect. Another thing, let's see here. It's somewhere. Oh yeah, okay. It's on the home key. You can select your shaders, which I recommend just going for, let's see. Okay, I recommend just going, I don't know, R. If you don't have the performance for it, just leave it on default. But if you do, Adonosar looks pretty good. My performance is really bad right now. One second, let me see if it's that AVX that is making my performance bad or if it's something else. It was not AVX. I mean, turning it off got me a little bit of performance, but I think it was probably just that I'm recording. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn off the shaders and get more FPS. Because it doesn't even look... Well... No, it doesn't look that much worse, really. Also, something to note, I think the B key lowers your gun, because stalkers get a little antsy when you have it out. Anyway, I go to this guy, let's see what he's got here. I'm gonna buy some Hydroshock. God, that's expensive. How much money? Okay. I'll buy some Hydroshock rounds. Because Hydroshock do a lot of damage to mutants, and then I'll switch to it. And then what I like to do is I like to open the old PDA with what you do with the caps lock key, and then you go to the task board and you refresh. And here you can see all the tasks you have in the area. So let's just read them. Experiment stalker to lead them out on a field for study. Are you up for it? Yep, I'll do that, I guess. Then I'll take the kill mutants task because I feel like I can do it. And I'll take the kill mutants task, sure. I can't go to Yantar. Probably too scary, too far. That'll be good enough. Let's see where that is here. Alright, so this is... What we'll actually do is we'll take the ecologist to go kill those mutants, because they can do more damage than me to them. And it'll be good for me to use their bullets instead of mine. Save a little money that way, you know? Now, I'm probably being too aggressive with my running here, because I'm used to my old save where I'm strong AF, but whatever. What you can do is you can go around bases looking for things. If you hold the F key, things will highlight in white if you can pick them up. So you can just run around places holding F and you can find things. Around the zone, you'll find these boxes, which are stashes, which you can put just crap that you have on you that you don't particularly need. And you can put them in there and they'll stay there, and you can always come back for them. You just gotta remember that they're there. Oh, also, mouse 4, I think. The forward button on the mouse, like if you're in a browser, if you go forward, that's to zoom in. Let's see. The C button, I think it is by default, will let you command your people and tell them to do things. It's very useful if they want to shoot things halfway across the map and then they run in that direction and then you don't know where they are anymore. Oh, are these the guys I need to kill, I wonder? I don't think so. Maybe I'll get this ecologist guy to do it for me. Hey, buddy, there's some enemies over here. You want to shoot them? Do you even have a gun? Oh, you do. Good. Come on, man. Come up here. Hey, yeah, shoot him. Yeah, he's a way better gun than me. Yeah, I'll let him do this. Come on, man. These are cheaper, so I guess I'll... Alright, shoot him. Kill him. Bruh. You can't be this bad, can you? Guess I'll... Fine. Now, I really figured this guy would... You know, what are you even shooting at, bro? Wow. Oh, what rank is this guy? He's a... Okay. Man. And he's coming after me, man. I didn't even shoot him. My god. Okay. Did he die? Oops. He was already dead. Well, okay. Back to the hide shop. Oh, fucking cats. Scary. Damn it. Ignore my shots, man. I'm really bad. F2, by the way. Then we'll hit him with the old ibuprofen, because it's useful. So ibuprofen post heals. If you notice in the bottom left, I have a health menu. When I got attacked, my left leg went red, which means it is... Oh, there was an anomaly there. Which means you need to first aid it, and then once you do that, you need to post heal it, otherwise it'll take more damage slowly. Here, got more guys to kill, I do believe. See, I'm just gonna run across this. I think I'll get a little bit of radiation from it, but who cares?
Меняю магазин!
Yeah, man. Hydra Shock fucking slaps, so if you get a 45 gun, I recommend it. Also, careful for that. That's a fire if you walk into there. It'll be bad for you. Flesh go, I wonder. He sees him. Where's he at? Ah, there. I wonder if our ecologist friend can take care of it, or... Yeah, you got it. Oh, where's this last guy? It's here. Over here, huh? It's running away, I guess. Ah, there it is. Cool. Yeah, I don't have a good control over these rounds. I don't really know how much it'll take to kill them, so I'm just going after them, you know? Okay, now then, this guy needs to be led to here. Let's be a little careful now. So dogs can spawn over here. They do pretty often, so you want to be careful. But it seems today we are lucky. Alright, we're getting pretty close to this God's Acre anomaly, so let's just go ahead. Ah, it's a chemical one, huh? Alright. This is not ideal.
Парни, все делаем в темпе. Чем раньше закончим, тем целее будем.
I'll probably need to, we'll see. We'll cook here. Yeah, alright, alright. So these help you with radiation, because as you see, I am taking damage. Are we done, man? No, I guess not. Alright. Yeah, you got it. You got it. You know, let him do his thing while he, takes a look around here. Alright, well, now that's done. Now that it's finally done, I suppose, we'll head back to the base. And of course, we will recklessly run all the way there. If you haven't picked up on it, I love sprinting. I hate walking slowly, and I'm pretty used to this place, so I know where things tend to be. I'm pretty used to it, you know? Running around, very good. If you're new, I wouldn't. I would not run around. Do as I say, not as I do, you know?
Здорово.
Alright. Job's done. Hey, buddy.
Смотрю,
Okay.
вмятина в земле характерная. Ну, на трамплин похоже.
Made some money. Got a stash location. Who do I need to talk to now? Let's see, this guy. Job's done. Excellent. Alright, now then. I'm gonna go buy some more Hydra Shock rounds, and then I'm gonna head up into Cordon. Yeah, I'm gonna head up into Cordon so I can do the old tutorial missions, and then I'll head to the garbage, because you can get some really cheap Hydra Shock rounds there. But I'm gonna do that next time, because this video ended up rolling a little longer than I wanted it to be, so if you want more of this, let me know, and I'll release the rest of the footage, play some more. Just let me know, though, because it's kind of a lot of effort to edit this, and if you don't want it, I won't do it. Have a good one. Like and subscribe.